to Physics Pathfinder. In our previous session, we have learnt about center of gravity and how to locate center of gravity for regular bodies and irregular bodies. Today, yet another topic we shall study from forces chapter, that is uniform circular motion. Now, let me write the definition of uniform circular motion. Any body performing circular motion with constant speed is called uniform circular motion. So now what I have written, any body performing circular motion. So let us consider a ball which is tied to a string and the ball is rotated. Now this ball, when it is rotated overhead, then it performs uniform circular motion. Now here you can see that this ball, I will name it as A. This is the center of the circle. We call it as O. Now this ball performs a circular motion and we should remember that the speed will remain constant. So this is uniform circular motion. Now when the ball is going round and round about the center of the circle, then you should also remember that every time there is a change in the direction of this ball. Now suppose if the ball comes here, let us take that the ball is having anti-clockwise rotation. In that sense, you should take the rotation is like this for the ball. Then every time you see that the position of the ball changes. Now it is at this position. After some time the ball comes here. Likewise, the position of the ball will be changing. And every time you must remember that there is a change in the direction. Now, in which direction the body is directed? Means it is directed, the direction means when the direction changes, we know that the velocity of the body will change. Now, here when the ball is at this position, next then the velocity is in the direction of a tangent drawn to this circle. So this is a tangent drawn to this circle. The velocity of the ball will be in the direction of a tangent drawn to the circle. Now if the position of the ball comes here, then again draw a tangent at this point. So the direction of velocity will be in the direction of the tangent at this point. Now at any instant, the ball, if you take the position of the ball, you can infer the velocity of the ball. The direction of the velocity will be in a tangent drawn to the circle. Now here you can observe that every time there is a change in the direction of motion, direction of the ball. Now whenever there is a change in the direction, then what happens? The velocity changes. Now here the body will be having constant speed. Speed will remain constant. But the direction of the ball changes. When direction changes, then what happens? Velocity changes. When velocity changes, we know that it is nothing but acceleration. So, any body which is performing circular motion with constant speed is called uniform circular motion. Remember that the speed will remain constant because the distance covered by the body in a given time will be always equal. So, the speed will remain constant. Whereas, as I have indicated in this diagram, the direction of the ball changes, and as the direction of the ball changes, its velocity also changes, and hence the body will have acceleration. Now, in our daily life, we come across two types of uniform motion. One is uniform linear motion and the other is uniform circular motion. Now, if I take uniform linear motion, uniform linear motion means it is straight line motion. Now, uniform motion means what? The body will cover equal distances in equal intervals of time. Now, in case of uniform linear motion, what happens? The speed and the velocity will remain constant. If you calculate the speed or the average speed or average velocity, then what happens? Both the speed and velocity will remain constant. Whereas if you take uniform circular motion, then what is happening? You see, speed is remaining constant, no doubt. But what is happening to velocity? Velocity always changes. So, speed remains constant. Velocity often changes. So, here you can just conclude that uniform linear motion, in case of uniform linear motion, the body will have unaccelerated motion. It is unaccelerated in the sense, if I say that velocity remains constant, then what will be the acceleration? Acceleration will be 0. Acceleration will be 0 in case of uniform linear motion. But if you take uniform circular motion, then what is happening? Speed remains constant, whereas velocity changes. The body will have some acceleration, and hence uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion. So this is the difference you must know between uniform linear motion and uniform circular motion. Now, every body which is performing circular motion, it will always have constant speed and it will have variable velocity. Its velocity keeps on changing because the direction keeps on changing. Hence, remember, uniform circular motion is always an accelerated motion. Now, whenever a body is performing uniform circular motion, then it is subjected to two forces. One is centripetal force and the other is centrifugal force. Now, we shall discuss what is centripetal force, in which direction it will be acting, and what is centrifugal force, in which direction it will be acting. Okay, now we shall discuss centripetal force and centrifugal force. Now, in the beginning, you should know that suppose a body is having linear motion, and if you want to change the direction of the body, then what has to be done? If you want to change the direction, then you have to apply some force. So when force is applied, the direction of the body changes. Now, in case of uniform circular motion, as I told you, at every instant the direction of the body changes. Now, to change the direction of the body, a force must be acting continuously on the body. Then only the direction of the body keeps on changing. So remember that in uniform circular motion. Now, this is uniform circular motion, and as I told you, there is always change in the direction of the body. Now, to have a continuous change in the direction, then constant force has to be applied on the body. Here, in case of linear motion, if you want to change direction, you are applying force. Here also you have to apply force. More force is needed here because every instant the body keeps on changing its direction. Now, you must remember that in case of uniform circular motion, that force which is acting on the body. Now, this is the body, this is the center of the circle. The force which is acting on the body will be always directed towards the center of the circle. Now, this is the center of the circle, this is the body. Remember that to keep the body going round and round around the circle, a constant force is needed, and that force, in which direction it will be acting? It will be acting in along the string. Now, if you tie a string to a ball and rotate it overhead, then in which direction the force will be acting? The force will be acting towards the center of the circle and it will be acting in this direction only. So this is the force acting. Now if the ball is here, then again the force will be acting in this direction. If the ball is here, the force will be acting in this direction. If the ball is here, it will be acting in this direction. If the ball is here, it will be acting in this direction. So every time there must be a force acting on the body, and that force, in which direction it will be acting towards the center of the circle. Now if I use my hand to rotate a ball which is tied to a string, then my hand is applying centripetal force, a force which is directed towards the center. That force is called centripetal force. Now the meaning of the word centripetal means seeking the center. So what type of force is acting on the ball here, which is performing uniform circular motion? A center seeking force is acting, and what is that force called? That force is called centripetal force. And the magnitude of centripetal force is given by F is equal to mv square by r. This is the magnitude of the force, where m is the mass of the body, we call it as orbital velocity because the body is going along a orbit, so it is called the orbital velocity. R is the radius of the circle if it is a perfectly circular motion. Here I have taken perfectly circular motion, so it is the radius of the circle. Next, when I tell you about centripetal force, then we will see that R is the distance between the center and the body in general, that is distance. Now here, because I am considering perfectly circular motion, R will become the radius. So remember that a body which is undergoing uniform circular motion, which force is applied on the body, that force is called centripetal force. Now when I am rotating the ball overhead, then my hand is applying, I am holding the string and I am applying centripetal force constantly. So the ball is going round and round in a horizontal plane. Okay, and that is called centripetal force. The magnitude of the force is given by F is equal to mv square by r. And it is also called radial force because it acts along the radius of the circle. Now all these are radii only. You can draw as many radii as you want. So this force acts along the radius. Centripetal force acts along the radius of the circle. And it is directed towards the center. Of the circular path. And because of this force, centripetal force, then what happens to the body? As the direction of the body changes, the body will have acceleration, and that velocity, what is happening here, that velocity it will be acting in the direction of the tangent drawn to the circle. So what is that force which is keeping the body in uniform circular motion? It is nothing but centripetal force. Now we shall just consider some examples to understand centripetal force. If you take the nucleus of an atom, then the nucleus is at the center, and we know that the electrons are going round and round the nucleus. Now, while the electrons are going round and round the nucleus, we know that there is strong nuclear force acting on the electrons, and hence the electrons are going round and round. Now, that force here, what force is providing the nuclear force means it is the centripetal force. So, nucleus is at the center, electrons are going round and round. The centripetal force is providing the nuclear force or electrostatic force of attraction, and hence the electrons will be going round and round. Now if you take the orbit of a planet around the sun, now we must remember that when the planet is going in an orbit around the sun, the planet does not go in perfectly circular motion. We know that the path is elliptical. Now here the distance between the sun and the planet, if you take along the distance, you see this distance is not the same everywhere. If the planet comes here, then the distance decreases. If the planet is away from the sun, then the distance increases. Now here you cannot consider it as perfectly circular, it is elliptical path, and hence this is not the radius, but it is the distance between the sun and the planet. And what force is responsible for the planet to go round and round about the sun? We know that it is nothing but gravitational force. Here the gravitational force is providing the necessary centripetal force. Gravitational force provides the centripetal force. And here, what is R here? R is the distance between the sun and the planet. That's why I told you, if it is a perfectly circular motion, then R becomes the radius. Otherwise, R in general is the distance between the sun and the planet here. Now here, if you take electrons orbiting around the nucleus, the strong nuclear force provides the centripetal force. So these are some of the examples you must remember about centripetal force. So centripetal force, in which direction it will be acting? It will be acting along the radius of the circle. So it is also called radial force, and it will be directed towards the center. The meaning of the word centripetal is seeking the center. So these are two examples on centripetal force.